And I like to think of it as though you're mixing paint. You know, red and blue makes a really rich purple, but at the same time can sometimes make a really murky color as well. So there's richness and complexity in that.
Yeah.
And I think that really shapes a lot of, or has shaped a lot of my relationship to identity and who I think I am or who I thought I was and who I'm becoming as well. So growing up, I had always been in a very multicultural environment. So my parents had purchased a house and it was quite a big one. They were really lucky to do so, both coming from families that never really had a stable home. So that was quite an achievement for them. And this house had a granny flat at the back, and my mum was, and let's say, an early pioneer of house hacking. So she had rented those rooms out to exchange students. So I grew up in a really multicultural environment with both parents being from 2 different countries, but then also having these international exchange students living at our home, basically since I was 1 year old. So I've never not been in a multicultural environment. And I suppose that's shaped me in terms of, in some ways, feeling like I'm not necessarily Indonesian, not really Ecuadorian, neither Australian as well. And it's funny, when I first moved overseas and people would ask me things about Australia, I would say, like, my experience is not the typical Australian experience. You know, I grew up eating empanadas, but also gado-gado and nasi goreng. That's what was on the plate.
And the Sunday Barbie.
And the Sunday Barbie as well,
like,
yes, but Ecuadorian style, like
Ecuadorian style, yeah.
And that was my childhood. I didn't grow up surfing or playing football or rugby, didn't go to the pub. You know, it was a very, my sister likes to call it an ethnic environment. And even the area in Sydney that I grew up in was very multicultural. In my school, I never had anyone, none of my friends were not from another culture. They were all second-generation immigrants. So I'm just sharing this because I think it paints a picture of what my childhood was like. And I think a common story with immigrant children or second-generation immigrants is this idea that your parents have worked really, really hard to create what they have, in this case, moving to Australia, building a house, etc., raising their kids there. And so I think growing up, you always live with the let's say, the heaviness of the fact that your parents gave up a lot to give you what they have, what you have now. And so I had always grown up with this mentality that that my worth was related to working hard, and that's what life was about working hard and making sure that I achieved, because my parents gave up so much for us. And so, yeah, to summarize...
Was that a heavy burden for you to carry? Did you feel that as a child?
Or? As a kid, no. But then reflecting on it as I got older, I started to, I guess, untangle some of the stories that I grew up with and understand what life is supposed to be like and question the things that I thought life was supposed to be like.